minutes.
We in a little bit early tonight, people, but y'all come on in. Y'all come on in real quick. We want to give people a chance to get in.
Good evening.
Please
Good
share.
evening.
Share and tag. Come on in the room. Hello, everyone. Share and tag. Share and tag. We getting ready to have a good show tonight. I can feel it. I can feel it in the atmosphere. I can feel it. Hello,
Good evening.
Cousin Valerie.
Hey, Val.
Share and tag. We getting ready to have a good topic on tonight. Why, oh why, in the world did I get married? Please tell me why. Come on in, come on in. If y'all can share this, tag somebody's name in the comments. We waiting on a few more people to get in, those of you who are watching, and then we are going to go right into the conversation. What's up, Anthony? This for grown folks.
Good evening. Evening.
Go ahead and share. Tag some people. Comment some people's name in the chat, in the comments.
Very interesting topic. I think we had something similar. Right?
Something maybe slightly similar, maybe. I don't know.
While y'all joining, make sure y'all go check
You
out
can
our
eavesdrop,
YouTube
Anthony.
channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till Death Do Us Part.
You need to know this young man, some of this stuff.
He's on my bad.
Yeah, y'all go ahead.
Hey, Andrea. How are you?
Tag. Share. Tag and share. We are getting ready to have a great discussion on tonight.
First time viewers, welcome.
Hey, Rashia. Thank you for joining in. I think Rashia watched before.
Welcome.
Hey, Rashia.
I'll turn the thing off.
Mute that. We got some feedback. She trying to go live from her phone, trying to watch my live. What's up, Kev?
Hey, Kevin.
We going in. If y'all want to, y'all can go and comment in one word or one sentence if you can. One word preferably, but if you can't do it in one word, one statement, one phrase. Why did some of you guys get married? Or why do some of you guys want to get married? Before we get into it. Why? What if you had to say in one word your reason for getting married, what would it be? Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
We're going to start off with you two, my favorite couple. Give me one word why you got married, Jamie. One word or one phrase. And Kevin, you can do the same. Favor. All right, Kev, that's a good answer right there, favor.
Hey,
That's good. Michon, what up? Just one word we asking. Why? Because I get a lot of different answers. And my answer had changed quite a bit. But initially, why did you get married? Why? What was your reason for getting married? Michon, I want to see you on our next couples retreat too. I tried to reach out to the missus and I ended up reaching out to her sister. Man, they look alike. Goodness gracious.
Oh, you talking about in North Carolina?
Yeah, when we was at the wedding. But yeah, I want to see you. I want y'all to come on our couples retreat. I'm gonna send you the information when we find out where we going. I think y'all would love it. But yeah, y'all, tell us. Kevin said favor. Kevin, favor is good. That's good right there. That's good right there. Kev, I think you took that out of my book. I think you took that out of my book.
So Valerie said love good. When I get married, love when I get married. So
when I get married, it'll be for love. Okay.
Are...
Love. Yeah, now not only I also want to know to those who aspire to get married, then why do you want to get married?
Yeah,
You know,
what we
why
have
do you
reasons.
want to get married? I'm gonna be honest. After my first marriage, if you want to call it that, after it failed, I really didn't care to be married no more. I was, I was over it, But, thank God I found somebody that was worthy of having sharing my life with, so to speak, or living my life for, in a sense. But yeah, so let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Why would you want to get married? Why did you get married? Why would you want to get married? Why did you get married? All right, we're going to pray real quick while y'all coming up with y'all answers. God, we thank you for this platform. We thank you for everybody that's watching. We thank you for allowing us to be obedient and providing this space in which we and other couples, other people can come together and discuss all things relationships. God, we want to make sure that our relationship with you is what you would have it to be as we grow more and more to be what you have designed for us to be here on this earth and fulfill our purpose. We ask that you continue to open up our understanding and our wisdom and our knowledge of who you are and what it means to be in a real relationship. If you do this, we'll give your name the praise, the glory, and honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, so the first time that I got married, man, I can't even go into that one too much right now. But the first time I got married, it was for all the wrong reasons. It was for all the wrong reasons. And it showed, throughout the course of the marriage. It lasted for like 3 weeks. But the second time, which is with my baby, I got married for then what seemed like I thought I trusted her. And that's why I got married. So I don't have and I'll go into detail later if those of you who got questions about what I meant by thought I trusted her or whatever. If you want me to answer that, I would. If not, some of you probably already know the story behind that. And you probably already know because you've watched the show quite a few times. I don't have the story of I married for love. I didn't even marry for love. When I got married, I know I didn't love my wife the way you should love your wife or love a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. That wasn't my testimony. So I broke the ice. So you guys give me something to go on. Foundation, me, Sean, good answer.
What about the newlyweds? So those of you who just got married, like I think Sean and Tasha were married for 2 years. April made 2 years.
That's a shame, Tasha.
Wait, I'm trying to think.
Tasha, they got a comment in here. They said something.
Oh, Tasha represented it and still represents God's grace in my life. Upon meeting her, I was literally about to live up to my last name, but God. Player, live up to my last name.
Sean, crazy. That's what's up.
God's
so Sean,
grace in my life.
so you saying you married for grace, for God's grace? Like Kevin said, favor.
Okay.
So Sean, like one word, what you got married for? I like your answer, me, Sean. Me, Sean said foundation. That's dope. I think that's should be like the top of the list, to be honest. Nigel, what's up, Nigel? Nigel,
Hey,
Nigel, what's up? Nigel, tell us why you got married. Why you got married? Talking to Nigel. That's Spud.
I didn't know he was married.
Yeah, Spud got married. Spud married with a family.
Wow.
I think I'm speaking correctly. Spud married. I know Spud married. I ain't tripping. Spud, you married, right? All right, Nigel ain't married. I thought he was married.
Yeah, I'm like,
Nigel's like, nope, you got the wrong brother. But
Yeah.
Nigel, you do have kids though, right? Correct, Nigel? I know I ain't tripping that
You don't
bad.
know who he talking about.
No,
I
are
don't
you
know who
serious?
He putting
Okay,
all
all
that
right.
on you.
Well, Nigel, it's coming. Nigel, let me ask you this though, since we talking about you all right here. Would you get married and why? What would be your reason for getting married? Oh, this is gonna be funny when we see each other. I already know. Nigel, that's what happened when you don't ever pick up your phone. I don't know what's going on in your life.
Right, exactly. Spreading rumors and stuff, right?
Nigel, I thought we talked about it the last time I spoke to you, but maybe I'm tripping. All right. But, Give me an answer, Nigel. Why would you get married? Why would you get married if you was to get married? And why wouldn't? Some people might not want to get married. Well, good answer. Why would you get married if you was to get married? And also, for those of you who are in a relationship, but you're not married, you can also answer why you got in a relationship. What was your reason for getting in a relationship? What was your purpose?
That commitment. Sean said legacy.
Legacy? Okay.
Legacy.
Okay. Legacy, I got foundation, I got favor. These are some good answers.
Love when I got
love. These are some good answers. Everybody get married for different reasons, but what I would say is this: whatever you're getting married for, the reasons for is definitely going to be put to the test. It's going to be put to the test. Nigel said, yeah, bro, of course I get married for balance. Okay. See, these are some good things. These are some things that we can elaborate on. So if any one of y'all want to share what y'all mean by y'all one words, just hit the add button. We'll add you on real quick, let you talk. Let you say what you got to say. Nigel, balance is one of those things like, okay, balance what? Nigel, I ain't trying to pick on you today, but if you want to come on and explain that, just hit that little button right there that says add me on, and we can bring you on and you can break it down to the rest of the show and let the show know what you mean by balance. Sean, you be on standby to tell us what you meant by legacy, just in case Nigel want to come in. Yeah. Hello, Miss Sherry Waterman. How are you? Okay, Nigel going once, Nigel going twice. Sean, you ready? You ready, Sean? We want to see what this legacy is all about.
Legacy?
Yeah, he said he got married for legacy. All right. Y'all excuse my finger. Add somebody. Let me see if I can find Sean.
No.
Nope. Sean, you're going to have to send me one.
Okay.
Sean, you got to send me one. Okay, the question is being posed to those of you who are in a relationship. Why did you get in a relationship? To those of you who want to be in a relationship, why do you want to be in a relationship? To those of you who are married, why did you get married? For those of you who want to get married, why do you want to get married? And for those of you who don't, we will discuss that, I guess, on another show or maybe at the end of this show. Because a lot of people choose not to get married. There's nothing wrong with that. To each his own.
Yeah, some people get married for a variety of reasons, and I mean, like, even I've seen it all. Like, people get married for financial stability. Some people get married like just on the,
and it could be different reasons too. It could be multiple reasons rather. Because I just thought about something too. So now let's put you on the spot since we asking everybody else. Why did you get married? I don't think I asked you this lately.
Well, I've always wanted to be married.
I know.
That's just hands down. I've always two things I wanted to be, and that was a mom and married. Mm-hmm. I've always had that dream, as a little girl growing up. But why I married you is because when we were dating, you had that thing that made me feel safe. You had something within you that made me feel safe, and I can't even, like, now I can't really put my finger on that, what it is. I can't express it, with words, but that safe place, and me, feeling unsafe for so long sometimes, having to find someone that actually made me feel safe to trust you with my life.
Right,
so
right.
I believe that was the thing that made me, get the lock and throw away the key.
That's what's up. What up, Mike?
I held the key for a few years up until
a few years. Mike, what's up, Mike? Hey, Mike, listen, I done gave Spud a wife on here. I done gave Spud about 5 children. I just knew up and down Spud was married with kids. I don't know what made me think that. But anyways, thank you, babe. Thank you. But yeah, that's crazy. So you mean tell me You married me because you trusted me with your life, and I made you feel safe.
Yeah, and then
And
I say
from the
safe,
day
I mean
we
just
got
from
married, you ain't never listened to me. You ain't never
I
let
have.
me lead and guide you. Nah,
Yes, I have.
I'm just
On
playing,
several
y'all.
occasions.
Listen, let me say this though.
About 5.
Man, I'm gonna leave that for another show. We normally be transparent, but goodness gracious, you mean tell me? I know I make you feel safe. I already know that, and I know you trust me with your life. But why you always gotta give me lip every time I want to tell you? Look, this is what we should be doing. This is the best thing for us right now. You're like, well, I don't want to do that.
Because that's
All
what
right,
it is.
guys, we just had a transparent moment, but we got to get back to the subject.
That's what it is.
Why?
Is what it is.
Let me tell you some of the reasons, because another reason that I got married too, y'all, is because, and I'm not ashamed to say this,
Okay.
sex. Come on, fellas.
Another reason-
Like,
that's
why
the
y'all
reason why
trying to
you
be
got
all
married?
deep? That's another reason why. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just so you
Another
can
reason why. It's sex.
be free.
Kevin, you ready to explain in a minute? I'll be ready in
Yeah.
a minute too. All right, just send the invite. Just send
Hey,
the invite.
Keish.
Hey, Keisha.
Nigel, I'm in too much noise.
All right.
I said balance because I feel a wife, among many other things. I need someone to help me balance our life, help to keep me accountable to commitment, finances, emotions, so on and so forth. I'll get free in a few minutes.
All right, that's what's up. Nigel, we'll be waiting on you, but that's good. That's a good breakdown.
Yeah.
Fellas, y'all hear that? Y'all see that in the comments? He said he needs a wife or looking for a wife for many other things, but balance to help keep him accountable to commitment, finances, emotions, so on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Nigel, you want to know what's crazy? It's like you got a cheat code or something for marriage or a cheat sheet or something, because all of those things that you said you're going into the marriage looking for, I wasn't going into my marriage looking for that, but that's all of the things, most of the things, key things that's valuable about what she brings to me and what she adds to my life. So, you got the cheat code or something over there, cheat sheet, because you definitely hit the nail on the coffin. Like, I would probably be so unbalanced when it came to everything he named, except for emotions. That's one place that I have always been pride myself on being stable in, my emotions. But finances, thank God for her with that. Even though she spends more recklessly than I do, she definitely makes sure that
Says a person
that
with
things
$50,000
get
50,000 pairs of shoes.
that things get paid and things get, like, I don't have, all I gotta do is just be like, and it's done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about if it's gonna be paid on time or, if it's going to the right place, stuff like that. However, now, it was a time when we wasn't as well off as we were, and she wanted to do something bad enough, and she would take bill money and try to hide it from me and see if she can get an extension and pay it back or replace it, and got caught a couple times. But for the most part, those type of stuff are handled and done. I don't have to worry about that. What else he said? Balance for finances. She holds me accountable to commitments. Ooh, that's like probably the top thing that she does. Like, I would say, especially in my earlier days, I would be like, okay, I'll tell somebody I'm going to do something, or I might have an engagement somewhere and be like, I'm going, and then something happens or something turns me off about the commitment I made, and I'd be like, man, nah, I'm not going, or whatever. And then she would snap me in reality and be, hey, look, when you commit to something, you're in charge of your word and what you committed to. If other folks start acting funny and wavering, you still have to be, held accountable for what you gave your commitment to. So that was dope. That was dope, one thing she did. She keeps me from being petty, for lack of better words, and she keeps me from doing tit for tat. And she keeps me from forgiving to people. Like, when I be wanting to be like, look, I'm done. I ain't talking to them no more ever again in life. She be like, no, you can't do that. And oftentimes it pays off, So, yeah, she balances me out,
Hey, Keish.
Hey,
Thank
Keisha.
you for joining us, love.
What else? Let me hear from you, Keisha Jones, Miss
yeah.
Jones. godmother of my baby boy. Can we hear from you? Why did you get married? One of the reasons, because I know it's many reasons, but one of the reasons why did you get married? Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Felicia.
And those of you who are just joining, we are asking, why did you get married? Why did you get married? One word, if you can, you want to give a phrase, but we know it's multiple reasons. But we just want to know, like, what comes to your mind when that question is asked. Go ahead, Nick. You can read. Go ahead.
Oh, she said, Sherry.
Yeah, right. Sherry Waterman. We're going to get to these comments real quick. Go ahead.
I'm married at the age of 31. I married my husband. The reason I married my husband is because he made me feel safe also. Even when we were younger at the age of 19, he worked making honest money and took care of me and my daughter. I'm still, to this day, I'm in love with him and get butterflies. Together 23 years and married for 11.
Oh, that's awesome. She was like, make honest money. You trying to throw shots? You know something about my past? You trying to put up? No. She's like, he make honest money. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And wow, still get butterflies. Been together, what, 23 years, she said?
Married for 11.
Married for 11. Okay. Oh, I got a question for you, Sherry. We're going to come back to you in a minute because I got a question for you. Don't answer it in the chat. If you want to answer it on live on the show, just add. Just ask to add. We'll add you. But this is the question what I want to know. I believe you can help somebody because you don't really see too often where people have been together for a decade and then get married and stay together for another decade. So if you can kind of like shine some light on what the transition was like for that, were there any changes that came about, any behavioral differences from when y'all was together for the first 10 years and then, or the first 13 years and then got married and was together for the next 11 or whatever? My math is off, but you get what I'm saying. If you can elaborate on that, please, we would love to hear about that.
Yeah, Keish, why did you and our brother get married? They was married for a long time too, Keisha and Vaughn.
I think it was married about 6 years, if I'm thinking. I don't know. Don't get me a line, Keish. Yeah. Why did you get married, and how long? How long were y'all married? I think he was married for about 6 years. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. And
right,
also,
Felicia, shed light on the 23 years together, 11 years married. Right, Felicia, thumbs up. That's what you're talking about. I really would love to know, like, how, how that transition, how it was, Mm-hmm. So, Sherry, if you don't mind, you have some people that really would love to hear from you.
Because some couples feel like, if we were married, been together for so long, there's no need to get married, that they'll rather stay like that versus risking. Sometimes people feel like things change.
I was trying to,
when they
I
get
was
married.
okay with doing that with her. Like, I was okay. I was like, look, I already know I want to spend the rest of my life with you. We don't got to do the whole wedding and song and dance and going to the courthouse, all of that stuff like that or whatever. Like, I'm good. But that was just because of a bad experience from a previous relationship. But, yeah, some people feel like, I don't need to do all that. I know I want to be with you, whatever. So, and then especially, like I said, I'm so interested with the whole being together for multiple years and then deciding after multiple years, you know what, I still want to spend the rest of my life with you. So that's why I really want to hear about that. Because I have a friend, one of my favorite couples, like, to be honest, I used to always compare the type of love I wanted to their commitment to each other. And they was together for, I want to say like 20 years before they actually got married. Like, together, like living together, all of this stuff, you know what I mean? So for 20 years before they got married, and I think they've been married for 13 years now. So yeah, so like I really would love to know.
Yeah.
Let's get some of these comments real quick.
So Felicia said, I'm a person who will not be with someone for a long time before marriage. No disrespect, just merely my perspective. I have a close family member that was in a relationship, and you know, they had a specific time frame. Like, look, if he's not going to ask me to marry him by this amount of years, then I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, some women just need that commitment, that committed relationship,
Right.
aside from just you all saying I'm together, but actually it being
Felicia,
something on paper.
Felicia, that's interesting. I want to hear what your thoughts was on that. I'm gonna get my brother Kev real quick to come on, but if you would come on and share why, like if you're in a relationship and the relationship is going great. Let's say, for instance, like you know he's the one, but he just wasn't ready to marry you yet, or whatever the case may be. And of course, we speaking hypothetically, and he just wasn't, able to wanted to marry you yet, or whatever the case may be. Like, if everything else was perfect, everything else was fine, but he just did not ask you to marry him, would you split? That's what that's what I want to come back to you and see your answer on that. I want y'all to come in live. Y'all don't be typing these paragraphs and novels in the chat. Get on here and let's talk. Should have just approved yours. I don't know why I did that. Sherry, we're gonna get to your comment in a second.
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
What's
You look
good?
cold out there.
I was just about to say, I know it's not that cold out there, but I forgot you're not in Vegas no more. So it is cold where you at. Go ahead.
Well, I had to tighten up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on. All right. We know y'all won. We get it. But yeah,
right.
Y'all look good, boy.
Hey, man, we doing our thing. But anyhow, I'm going to get back to the topic. So my word that I chose, right, was favor.
Favor.
Yeah. And I chose favor because, I was thinking about, my relationship with my wife. And we had met in Virginia. And when we had met, right, this was back in like 2008. So in 2013, I got my orders to PCS. And we were staying in two separate households. So when I got my orders in 13, I asked her would she move in with me so that, her and my daughter could be with me. And so she took the leap of faith and she decided to move from Virginia to Massachusetts because that's where my order sent me. And so the reason I chose favor was because she did me a favor by moving in with me when she didn't have to. And so I did her a favor by marrying her because she wanted to get married.
I can't stand you, boy. I thought you was getting ready to go a whole different route with it. You get on my nerves, bro. That's what's up.
Well, win-win situation, right, Kevin?
Hey, look.
Win, win.
Win, all the way across the board, right?
Yeah.
You crazy, boy.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. All right,
it worked out because now it's been how long? How long y'all been married, Kevin?
We got married in 15.
15?
Yeah,
okay, 6 years.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Wow, going strong.
Yeah. And I was there for the whole ride too. Wedding and all. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
but,
no doubt.
But now, over the course of the years, right? That was one of the reasons why you got married.
Yeah.
Now, I know for sure it totally changed as into why you stayed married.
Right.
Right. So if somebody came to you and like, well, Kev, you got married because you wanted your daughter and your wife with you in the same house, right?
Right.
For the most part. Okay. So, but now that you're over it, why y'all together now?
Man, honestly, the reason we together now, bro, honestly, is because of God, honestly, bro. Cause so just my story, or a little bit about my story. Man, when I grew up, bro, I didn't see my mom married. I didn't see any of the people that I stayed with that were married, other than an aunt that I had. They were married, but they didn't really talk about, what I'm saying, why they got married or anything like that. So honestly, I would have been content with just staying together. Not being married. I'd have been content that way. But I guess, you know, you grow older and you kind of learn things and you kind of see things and you kind of understand that, you know, a part of making a family complete is being married. You know, a part of making the woman complete, the man complete, and, you know, just the family complete is, you know, tying that knot
Foundation.
and completing the circle. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Kevin,
so now,
sorry, I want to say, Kevin, like when you talk like that, like I get so overjoyed and so full, man. Like I'm telling you, the change, like you just evolving into such a special guy for the kingdom of God. And
you've been her favorite
you.
topic of discussion for the past 2 weeks, bro.
So I'm telling you, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Absolutely.
So thanks for sharing that with us, bro. We're gonna get in a couple of other callers. I may come back to you later because I have more questions for you.
All right, no doubt.
Of course, you're gonna stay on. Tell Jamie I love her.
All right, Kevin. See you soon.
Hey, they quarantined in the other room, bro. I'm trying to stay away from them.
Okay.
I know.
Send our text messages on.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll holler at you.
All right.
All right, bet. Yep.
Go ahead.
You know what to push.
Okay. Nobody in. We got.
Then.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Topic is why did I get married? Why should I get married? Why do I want to get married? All that good stuff. I missed any comments. I know Felicia says she might come on. She just washed her hair. Let me see. Felicia, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. We know you just wash your hair. Throw a towel around it or something. Keep it moving. Going once, going twice. All right, just send an invite if oh, there we go.
You know what? I'm not getting I love y'all. That's the only reason why I answered. But you see my
why you answered? What's the only reason why you answered?
Because I love y'all.
You better. Look, I guess this the only way I'm gonna see you. So
Not true.
all right, we gonna definitely see come May. We gonna see come May.
Listen, I'm not getting on the camera. Y'all gonna have to look at the ceiling, okay?
You good, but what I really want to know is, okay, so let's say everything going great in the relationship, past tense. Let's say you was in a relationship before and everything was going great or whatever. You felt within yourself like this person is the one. He treats me the way I want to be treated, makes me feel safe, all of this stuff, whatever. He got his head on straight. He got goals, ambition. He's financially stable, all of this stuff. And he in love with you. He with you, all of that. But let's say, what's your deadline? 3 years, 2 years, 1 year?
I'm going to speak about my past because my current husband, we didn't date for that long before we knew each other were the one. And my grandmother, your aunt, she always said that a man knows. And the Bible says that he who findeth a wife. So I'm not looking for another person. I also had to be whole within myself. There's a lot of things there was a lot of work that I had to do on myself before I could be ready, because I feel like if we're checking off boxes, I want to be married by this age. I want to have kids by this age. You know, we have this whole checklist. I think as women, we've all had it. But I realized that when things didn't happen in my timeline, then it was some work that I needed to do within myself. So when I worked on myself and I started dating for a purpose to make sure that I was ready for when the person that God had for me was ready, then there would be no delay. I couldn't put a time frame on it. I didn't know I was going to be engaged in March and married in December. And I didn't have to have like a large wedding. The marriage was important, not the ceremony. The ceremony is the ceremony.
I know that's right.
So for me in my past, I didn't date a long time, 2-3 years. After a while, it was wasting my time, because either they're going to see value in me or I'm going to see value in them. But I can't force a person to marry me, right? There was one person I said, oh, you know, you're the one. And he didn't feel that way. Now, he didn't tell me that, but so he wasn't in a place to be honest with me. And then I only went by his feelings. So I will say this, I didn't get married for love. There's so many other things. Love was at the bottom of my list. He provided stability. We had difficult conversation. My husband, he provided stability. we had difficult conversations that had to happen before we said I do. So love was at the bottom of the list, because if we can be honest with each other. He provided safety, and not in the sense that he would defend me if someone were trying to physically harm me, but be safe that I can be vulnerable with him and that he can be vulnerable with me. And so like I said, at the bottom of that list was love, because my heart and my spirit, we were connected. And now I'm on here looking like Frederick Douglass.
That's all right though. Your hair look nice and healthy. Nice and healthy, good. But this is the thing. What I want to know though, this is what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
Do you think that if everything was great with those other relationships, but they just wasn't asking you to marry them, that you would have left?
I did leave.
Oh, so you left. Everything was good. It's just that.
Well, I'll tell you this. There was one person who, they checked the list. They were spiritually sound. They were financially stable. They had absolutely everything on my superficial list. But when I remember going out on a date, I don't know at what point it was, maybe 4 or 5 months into it or something like that. And I just knew at that point in my life, I was like, I'm wasting my time. He's not the one. I just knew.
Wow.
And I can't get.
So it wasn't about him not proposing. It was more about you just knew he wasn't the one.
Right. I just knew it, because one of the things that, we want stability. We want the big house. We want the cars. We want the money. I didn't have to work if I married him. But that comes with a cost. And
right.
I think I feel like the Holy Spirit knew that I was not willing to pay the cost.
Right.
So that was an investment that I wasn't willing to make. And,
I get it. I get it. 100%.
And like I said, when you're at a stage in your life where you've dated, you've done things, been with, certain people, then you need to, take a look inward and again, do the work in yourself. Because I will say this, prior to my husband, there were things I really needed to work on. We think that we're perfect because we have all these things. You can have so many degrees behind your name. You can make 6 figures, all this other stuff, but you could be a really messed up person. Right?
That's right.
So you have to work on that. And if you don't think that you have any problems, then you do have a problem.
That's a problem.
Right?
Right.
We strive for perfection. Right? So I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, but I am more whole. And I didn't want to be half of anybody when I was presenting myself to my spouse.
I know that's right.
I like that you, Felicia, I like when you said that, you were honest and true with yourself, that he had all the qualifications that you were looking for, that you thought that you needed. But it wasn't until you got into the relationship that you had enough sense to know, well, you know what, I will be settling if I accept all the qualifications and still continue to marry this guy. I will be literally, setting myself short.
Absolutely. And it wasn't that I felt like I needed those things. It was that I wanted those things.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned when I first got married was, I heard someone say this, and I hold true to it to this day, is that sometimes you want a person to come to the relationship with all of these things. And you don't realize that you may have to grow together to accomplish those things that you both want. And I hold true to that, because I could have gone and married the guy that had everything, but I knew that I knew he was not the one.
Wow.
Right. And it's like a saying I always say: don't lose what you need chasing what you want.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, if you chase what you want, when you get what you want and you don't have what you need, you're gonna die.
That's golden. Yeah.
You're gonna die. So thank you so much, Mrs. Douglas.
Appreciate you.
Love you guys. I'm gonna get them for you. And I'm gonna look right.
Don't worry. I know this is not gonna be the last time we get you on here. Hopefully we can have the Mr. on here as well. Yeah. Y'all stay free in May, because we're gonna send y'all the information for the couples retreat. I really want y'all to come. Stay free. Okay.
Like Rihanna said.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Good night.
Bye.
You saw it. Yes. That was good. Anybody else got anything they want to share as far as like why you want to get married? Why did you get married? Why you want to be in a relationship? Why did you get in a relationship? If you're in a relationship now, why did you get into it? If you're married now, why did you get married? And of course, you know, you can't give all the reasons in one night. So again, like I said, my number one reason, overall reason, and let me break this down to you guys, is I thought I trusted my wife. That's why I married her. And the truth of the matter is there has only been one person in this whole entire world, and I mean that, I say that intentionally, only has been one person in this whole entire world that I have ever trusted prior to my wife, and that is my father. However, when I realized, and my wife was the second person, when I realized that trust was an illusion that manipulates us into thinking that we have control, then I realized that, hey, I got married under a false pretense because trust isn't real. You never really know what a person is going to do because you never really know what you're going to do. You just hope and pray that situations and circumstances won't cause you to do the thing that you trusted you would never do. So that's how, you know, I realized that trust was an illusion because there were some things in my own life that I trusted that I would never do. I would never do that. I would never do this. I would never, I don't care. You can put a gun to my head. I ain't never going to do X, Y, Z. And I really thought I trusted myself to never do those things. But then the time presented itself and circumstances arise, and I found myself doing the very thing that if you would have put a gun to my head and said I would have did it before, I just trusted and knew up and down I would never do it. So this is when I realized that, one, you can't say never, and two, if you can't trust yourself, why are you demanding to be able to trust somebody else? You know, what you can do rather is try to understand what circumstances and situations and triggers may cause certain things to arise. And then it even helped me in a relationship with my father because I started understanding why I felt like he was the only person I could trust. And the reason why is my dad was one way all the time with everybody. He was never, you would never know the difference between who's his favorite, who's not his favorite, who he likes, who he don't like, what he likes, what he don't like. He was always one way all the way across the board. But now for family who really, family knows, of course, this was his daughter, I was his son-in-law. But the reality of it is, when it, other than that, you didn't know, like he was one way every single time. So my thing is, if you know, for me, if you feel like somebody is not going to switch up on you, if you feel like somebody is not going to show favoritism, that you can go to this person every single time and you know exactly what you're going to get, how you're going to get it. You ain't got to worry about it being manipulated or flawed or anything. Then you believe that you have control of that person in a sense. But when you realize that you really can't control people or circumstances, and that you're fighting every day to have control of yourself, then you won't be trying to place these high expectations and demands on people that you know yourself can't even fulfill. You know what I mean? So now, instead of trying to feel like I could control my wife, or instead of trying to feel like I was in control of what she did or didn't do, instead of trying to trust her, I started trying to know her. And in knowing her, it helped me become aware of myself. Because if two people are together and becoming one, you can't know the other one. I can't try to learn her without in turn also learning myself. You know what I mean? So what I learned is that if like ladies, because y'all tend to have this kind of thing, and I'm not just pointing y'all out, but men too. If you got to know the password to his phone, you got to know who he's on the phone with 24/7. You got to know where he's at when he leave the house, what time he's coming back, and all of this stuff like that. If you got to know who voice that was in the background to make you feel secure. What about the times when you don't hear none of that? When you don't see none of that, when none of that stuff is aware, or none of that stuff is around? What about the things you don't see? How do you deal with those thoughts or those emotions that come on the inside of you when there is no triggers? You know, and that is the ultimate problem that you have to tackle. So again, I married for trust. Of course, that was the wrong reason to get married, because to me, trust don't exist. However, now after growth and looking back at all of the things that she adds to my life now, I realized that what I thought was trust was just actually a firm sense of stability. She made me feel stable. She made me feel safe. She made me feel like it was okay to rely on her and lean on her and invest in her and confide in her and build with her and move with her. And like, you know, again, she was everything I needed. She was everything I needed. And I made a vow to myself unknowingly, but if I know it now because I'm more intentional with what I do now than I was when when me and her first got married. I will never allow what I want to make me lose what I need. And I think that as you mature, men, as you mature into a relationship, women too, but I'm saying this speaking from a man's perspective, as you mature into a relationship, you may see somebody that's finer. Gonna be hard in my case, but you may see somebody that's finer. You may see somebody that has a bigger butt. You may see somebody who has a bigger thighs or nicer shape or whatever the case may be, and that might be what you want. And it may even be good or better at the time of the thought or whatever the case may be. However, if you sacrifice what you need for what you want, in the long run, you still lose. You still lose. Like that, like that's crazy. Like, you know, I have seen so many stories where people have been with their foundation. They have been with the one. And they went out here running behind somebody that would not even spit on them if they was on fire. And they left the one that would have cut themselves and try to use the blood to put the fire out, to go with the one for a few nights, a few weeks, a few days, whatever, that wouldn't even spit on them if the fire was, you know, if they was on fire. And this is what I mean by you have to make sure you're not sacrificing what you need for what you want. And this comes with maturity. Take it from me. Take it from my experience. I'm telling you, fellas, don't get caught up in that moment, man. Do not get caught up in that moment. You know, if you know the reason why you got married was for stability, you got married for foundation, you got married for favor, you got married for balance, then you make sure that you hold on to that and don't chase other stuff that causes those things, causes friction within those things, because then you disrupt the reason why you said you did it in the first place.
Yeah. So when you were talking about, you know, how sometimes, you know, a lot of times it's, I say men, women do it too, but I start thinking about that movie.
Why you always want to talk about?
Because it's easier sometimes to compare. Why did I get married, right? By
Keisha Lingo, get your girl Keisha. Why y'all always want to talk about movies?
We're gonna look at some
movies
for the project for next week.
All right, go ahead. Finish.
But no, and how with Jill Scott, right? And how she was fighting for her marriage, for the relationship. You know, she went. They was going on a couples retreat, and she went and get on the plane, right? But forgive me, but she was too big, you know, on the plane. Right, so he made her drive all the way to the retreat by herself. But then he was dating her. He was seeing her friend. You know what I mean? He was seeing her friend. But that was the 80-20. You know, and he lost a perfectly good wife because he was chasing the thing that looked good, that felt good, that sounded good, that was just hitting all the right places. But then his wife went on to be happily ever after with someone who treated her like somebody, which was what she deserved. You know, so that's a prime example of going after that thing that just itches, that scratches that itch for that temporary moment. You know, right. So,
yeah, that was a good point. But and another thing, you know, I'm gonna stick on the subject, but you try to take me to that movie. I ain't trying to talk about that movie. But see, And I wish it could be like a prequel, because I want to see how they got married, what caused them to get married, and where did the relationship change to where he felt like that was cool. You know what I mean?
I think she started getting big.
We can't speculate. But what I would say is this is why you have to know and understand what your real reasons are. Because if you get married for solid reasons, then when all of this crazy stuff happens, like one thing I tell people, and this is where I went wrong. I thought love was a feeling. I thought love was a feeling. I thought love was an emotion. You know, man, was I wrong. Love is so far from an emotion. Love, true love, is never supposed to change. Emotions constantly change. So if your love is an emotion, then I promise you that one, it's not love, and two, it's going to fade. It's going to fade, or it's going to be bipolar. It's going to be all over the place. One thing I know is that there are times where I don't feel like I love my wife, but my love is not an emotion. Mm-hmm. My love is an entity. My love is an existence. You know, it's an existence. It's a spirit, so to speak. Yeah. Like, even if you don't feel it, even if you can't sense it, that it's there, it's alive, it's well. And love, and I put it like this: love is a state of being. Love is an action. Love is a duty. Love is a career, for lack of better words. And this is what I mean by that. Because we get up every day, whether we feel like it or not, and we go to that job. We there for that job on time. We committed to that job. We do what that job asks us to do. We stay there, and we stay there, and we take whatever we got to take when we don't feel like it, when we do feel like it, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's whatever, we there, right? This is how you're supposed to be with the one that you love. When you don't feel like it, you gotta love them. Mm-hmm. You gotta show that you love them. Like, you can't call yourself, oh, I'm mad, so I'm not gonna fill her gas tank up because she made me mad. Oh, I'm mad, so I'm not gonna pay this bill. Or, oh, I'm mad, so I'm not gonna have sex with him. Oh, I'm mad, so I'm not gonna cook no food. Oh, no, love is, you have to do that. So if you're with somebody that can only love you when you make them feel good, you're robbing yourself, you're cheating yourself. That's not cool. It's not acceptable. And even like she says, even if I feel disappointed, or if I feel hurt, I still have to love. I still have to love them. I still have to show that love. I still have to act on that love. Now, let me say this to those of you who are out there. I don't want to confuse you, because first and foremost, you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself in order to be able to love somebody else properly. But now check this. You have to love yourself in order to receive and know what it's like to have healthy love. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not feeling like XYZ towards my wife, regardless of, because it could be times where she ain't do nothing wrong, where I just don't feel it. I'm just not feeling it today. But I still have to do it, because that's where my commitment is. You know what I mean? However, now my love for myself, if she is abusing the love I have for her, or abusing me, so to speak, then I have to love myself enough to make sure that I'm not allowing somebody else to abuse my love. Let me tell you something, fellas, just so y'all can know. If your woman comes to you for love, for safety, for a place to unload, and you turn her away, it may take years to repair that. So even when she come and try to snuggle up on you in the middle of the night and put her cold feet on you, and you really want to push her out the bed in Jesus' name, you got to take it. Because if you don't, you scar her for a long time. I'm speaking from experience now. And it may take a long time to repair that. And then what ends up happening is you create a space or an avenue or a channel by which she has to fight whether she's going to sacrifice what she needs for what she wants. Because the reality of it is, the one who's supposed to supply her needs turns her away from something that she really needed. And that is abusing love, abusing love. So, you know, we strayed away from the foundation of why we got married, but this is why you got to know, because oftentimes we marrying, you know, for this, marrying for that, but you better marry somebody that you know, I mean, come hell or high water. One thing I don't have to wonder and worry about is if my wife got my back, period. And one thing I do know about her is that I don't care how mad I make her. I don't care how many times I have fallen short of being worthy of her love. She has always had my back. She could have known I've been with a whole nother woman, but if something happened to me, she came running to make sure everything was okay. And vice versa. And this, as a man, you have to mature and you have to wisen up and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, you fun, but you ain't this kind of fun. And when you realize that fun comes with more than just looks, fun's come. The most sexiest thing to me is being able to know that a person got my back. Like I ain't got a question. I ain't even got to worry. Like just knowing that it feels so good to be so comfortable with a person to where you don't even mind them knowing more about you than you know about yourself. Like I have to go to her to ask her about my business because that's how deep we are. Like, you know, like even when I go and I have like speaking engagements or anything, if I get any type of money, unexpected money from the government, from anything, like I can just give it to her and be like, what that is, how much is that? What we got to sign that for me. She could be like, oh yeah, it was only $2 and take the rest. And I wouldn't even know, but it feels good to be able to go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all ever been in relationships or been in places in life where you felt like you couldn't close your eyes because you didn't know what was going to happen around you. Like you didn't know what the people was going to do that was next to you. Like for me, I always been in a place to where I felt like people was out to get me. You know what I mean? So when I finally found her and I felt like, hey, I could just relax, you know, that was just great. I don't know what to call it, but that's one of the things that, you know, I got married for.
Yeah, I wanted to, Kevin had said a couple of things about cold feet and all that stuff. He said he warm-blooded.
Oh, Kevin don't like to be cold.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, just little things like that. You know what I mean? Expressing that love towards one another, even when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to. I don't like you right now, but I know that I love you because love is not how I feel. Love is what I do. Mm-hmm. You know, and I need to show that to my partner so that they are always reminded that I always love them. And with the love, like you said, comes commitment. It comes with support. It comes with security. It comes with everything that falls under the arc of safety within a relationship. There is love, you know, and we have to consciously remind ourselves to show that appreciation and love towards our partner, because if not, we open doors and we open windows that are unnecessary. And now we got to fight harder to get back to, you know, reminding ourselves how much you love them and why you love them, because sometimes the how much is not as important as the why. Right. You know, I mean, as long as I know why I'm doing something, I will continue to do it if it's still serving a purpose. Right. You know.
And what's crazy is, I don't know. Hold up. Eartha said, Nika, a true woman of God. She definitely understood the assignment.
Oh,
she
yeah.
understood the assignment. Lord have mercy. She understood the assignment. Lord have mercy. But listen, let me tell you, like, oh man, how can I put it? It's sometimes where I can't even really figure out the why. You know, like a lot of things too that I'm gonna just talk about me, y'all. And I don't want nobody to think like I just went throughout my whole marriage cheating up a storm. But I just want to be transparent because a lot of people deal with this. And infidelity is not the only thing that can cause destruction to a marriage. So I just want to say that. But one thing that I always learned and what made me grow and mature and prosper into understanding the assignment, Eartha, is for me, I never understood why, like, it became to a place to where I'm like, why are you chasing this or why are you chasing that? Like, you know, when I start realizing that I was realizing that they wasn't her, it's like, why even waste your time, bro? Like, they not her. So I would be like, look, nah, like you say, they could say something off the wall and I would probably let her get away with it or laugh at it or say she would never say nothing like that. You don't get the right to say that. Bye, kick rocks. She would never do nothing like that. You don't get the right to do it. So it's kind of like I found myself spending my time telling them how they're not her. And then it just was like, why are you going to keep playing yourself like this? You know what I mean? So fellas, if you know you got something good, they are not, those other ones are not going to be them. No, and no matter how hard you try. And since you know that, stop trying to make them be them.
Put all that energy.
Put all that energy into why you got married. Put all that into why you got married. You know what I mean? And it's easier said than done. You know, I'm not trying to sit here and act like it's so perfected in me. You know what I mean? But it's easier said than done. But the reality of it is, if you work, we have to learn self-control.
Yeah, that's number one. That's internal.
You have to learn self-control. If you can learn like, man, listen. If you can learn, you know what? Normally I'll leave the house and I'll go here when she make me mad. But if you can learn to manage that emotion and say, you know what, I'm gonna stay here. Because if I go and do X, Y, Z because she made me mad, when I'm not mad no more, I'm going to regret what I did. Yeah. If you really love who you're with. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I like what Kevin said, that experience is what gave you the wisdom on this now. You know what I mean? Like, that makes you realize, and vice versa, how special your partner is, just having the experience, you know, going through those shortcomings and stuff and overcoming them. And now you can say, you know, now I value what it is that I took for granted 15, 20 years ago because I've overcome that, you know?
Yeah. But see, the thing is, I've always valued, I always valued you. I just didn't, you know, so it's not really like I had to open my eyes to value. It's just I had to grow. I had to grow and learn how to manage certain emotions that I never really had to manage before. You know what I mean? Before I got married, I'd just do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it. I didn't really care. I had nobody to care about how it affected them. I had nobody to hold me accountable. You know, it was just like whatever, you know what I mean? So now having to manage your emotions, having to manage your anger, so to speak, or your disappointment or your hurt, again, and this all leads back to the reasons why you got married. You know, if you got married because you really want to be everything that woman even says she married you for, then when you're hurt, when you're disappointed, when you feel disrespected, when you whatever, you got to learn how to manage those emotions so that you still can be what you need to be for your woman, you know. Keisha, her daughter said, you're
Thank
pretty.
you, Keisha. Tell her I said thank you so much. I appreciate that. Daughter. That's so kind, so thoughtful. Oh, so sweet. Thank you.
So,
so what Eartha said, you know, the part where she said she understands her assignment, I like how she put her in parentheses, because every person's assignment is different in their relationship. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody said that they married for whatever reason, well, one spouse may not be able to give that, off in their relationship, and vice versa. Like, you got to know what your role is, what your assignment is in that relationship.
That's right.
In order for it to really jive like it's, like it's purpose to.
And another thing too is, Eartha, I think you, like you said, that her. Also, you have to understand that your assignment is not the same as your spouse's assignment.
Yeah.
Like, I needed you for stability and I guess you could say anger management at times, and maturity even, but you needed me for safety, amongst other things. And what else? Safety.
I said safety. I said I trust you with my life. Like,
Trust me with your life.
Yeah,
guidance, leadership, all of that.
I ain't say all that. I said safety. Where had you changing my words? Yeah, no. Like, when I say safety, like somebody else said, not protecting me from other people, but allowing me to have a safe place, a place to be raw and real and uncut, and then no judgment.
Don't laugh with her, Keisha. Don't you dare.
Like, just that place of just being where I can be myself. I mean, because growing up, I had a lot of issues with being accepted, feeling like, I wasn't good enough and things like that. And David has really allowed me to really be me, and he be okay with it. You know what I mean? And so, but anyway, yeah. So I appreciate that, and that's the one thing that I needed. We all have that thing that we needed. And like our cousin Felicia said, she had a whole list of things, of qualities that was on her list. But maybe they just didn't have that one thing that she absolutely needed to make her thrive in life, And that one thing I really needed, I found that in you.
That's right. That's right.
So.
That's right. And I'm laughing because when she said Aunt Agnes is like, a man know when he want to marry you. I could hear her saying that. Man. But yeah, man. So
Kevin said that's why the good Lord blesses with daughters, to make us rethink.
Oh, Kev, please, Lord, don't even get me started, brother. The Lord hit me with 3 out the gate. 3 out the gate, then gave me 2 sons. I still be like, to this day, God, I know, I've been living some kind of ways I shouldn't have been, but please don't let me have to hurt nobody's son. Please don't let me have to do it. I'll fight a kid now. But
yeah. I wonder if people refrain from relationships because of the reasons we said we, choose to be in a relationship, because of commitment, because of balance. Some people just like just being their own selves,
Yeah.
And some people are career driven, and so they don't have time for a relationship. They don't have time for a committed relationship. I have a few family members who's like, you know what, I'm gonna just, do me, be professional. I just want to go travel. I don't want to have any ties, the answer to nobody. I just want to just be myself, And that
you wanted to do that after you thought about that after you got married, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe we need to revisit this topic, and we need to flip it now and be like, why did I want to get unmarried?
Yeah.
Because, man, we've been there too, guys. We was about to be out of here. I was like, you know what? So, and we're going to drop this right here real quick, because we got to talk about that. Why, and we can ready to close, guys, because we over our 8 o'clock hour. But when you know why you got married, then you have to, that's when you need to start searching. If you ever get to that point to where you feel like you're ready to end the marriage, make sure you sizing it up with why you got married and why you stayed married. And then also, if your reasons for getting married had changed throughout the course of the marriage, and you start, because some of us got married for the wrong reasons. Let's just face it. If you got married for the wrong reasons, and your reasons don't change, or you don't change the reason why you stay married, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Don't you let no preacher lie on the Bible and tell you that if you get a divorce, you going to hell. Because chances are they probably had 5 or 6 already that nobody know about. But tell you like this, if you got married for the wrong reasons and you don't evolve and mature into understanding what a marriage is throughout the course of however long your marriage lasts, and then you decide that you want to call it quits, then you have to have something to bounce off of. Okay, why am I leaving? You know what I mean? So which leads me to this topic where my wife and we have been ready to check out of the marriage several times. Several times we've been ready to check out of the marriage throughout the course of our 18 years. Now, for 18 years, you know, that's a lot to say we have wanted to check. 18 years is a short period of time to say you wanted to check out of the marriage multiple times, you know? So for you, Nika, I know one of the times you wanted to check out is because you wanted to be able to be free and do whatever it is you want to do and not feel like you had to be held accountable for it, correct?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah.
She wanted to be for the streets.
No, I was just like, you know, I'm like, I wanted to go travel. Like, I wanted to go. I just didn't want nobody hanging around me.
She wanted to be for the streets, y'all. Lord.
No.
Y'all pray for the prophetess.
No. Yeah, I had gotten to this point in our relationship where I felt like, honestly, like it was just too much. It was just too much to handle, and I felt like I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I didn't feel like being responsible
Kiara, get your
in a relationship, you know. And those of you, I'm in the military, and I'm like, you know what? I want to just go. I want to go travel. I just want to go all over the place. And I don't know if he had children then or not.
Lord Jesus.
I don't know, but
she really wanted to be for the streets.
If we did, it may have been one child. But I literally felt like, you know, I just wanted to just be away, be by myself, you know.
Dion, you know I ain't lying. Dion, you know I ain't lying. But listen, I get it. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But she did want to be a street. But
no.
But
well,
wait,
if I did, and no, I'm just kidding. I didn't know. I didn't. But I did not want to be married anymore. You know, I just didn't. I felt like I was over it.
Let me tell y'all, before we got married, right? Before we got married, I told her that was going to happen. That's why I was like, hey, pump your brakes, because you don't really understand what you get ready to sign up for. You know what I mean? You don't really understand.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, Nika, we don't have to do it right now. Like, we good, we together, we chilling. You know what I mean? I think we had our first apartment, everything. And I'm like, you know, chill out. You know, we ain't got to do that. And she felt like I was getting cold feet and I just didn't want to be with her no more, or whatever the case may be. I know that I was going to be with her for the rest of my life when I realized I was going to be with her for the rest of my life. It wasn't no ifs, ands, buts about it. You know what I mean? Now, that's one of the times when she wanted to check out because she wanted to be for the streets. But when I wanted to check out, it has never been because of what I wasn't getting at home or anything like that. It was simply because I was loving her the way I knew to love a woman, right? And when I was loving her the way I knew to love a woman, it wasn't enough. And for me, I don't like to feel like I can't be what somebody wants me to be for them. Because either one or two things going to happen. I'm going to stop trying to be it, or I'm going to resent you because I'm trying to be it, but I can't. You know what I mean? So when I start feeling like regardless of what I did, I wasn't making her happy, regardless of what I did, she seemed like she was not here. You know what I mean? That's when I started going other places. Until I realized that the reason why she's not there is because you're loving her the way you love other women. And she's not the other women. You have to learn how she wants to be loved and love her the way she wants to be loved.
And not the way you
and
want
not the way I want to be loved. Because the way I want to be loved or the way I love other women, it's not a cookie cut. It's not one size fit all, fellas. You have to learn how each individual woman that you've been with or want to be with or going to be with, you have to learn how they want to be loved. And when you learn how they want to be loved, then you execute. You can't say, I don't know why you mad. Well, I took the trash out. Well, she ain't want you to, she don't care if the trash don't never go out. She want the dishes washed. That make her feel loved. But you don't want to wash dishes. That ain't your thing. So you think, if I take the trash out, she shouldn't be mad that I didn't wash the dishes. But washing the dishes is what makes her feel loved. Taking the trash out don't. So while you sitting here taking the trash out thinking you doing something, she's sitting over there like, look at this dummy. He swear he doing something.
Just missing the mark.
Just missing the mark. I'm over here not feeling loved. He over there loving somebody else with that trash. Meanwhile, I'm the one that want the dishes washed. I'm not the trash girl. You know what I mean? So, and that's when I was going to check out because I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do and it wasn't being received well. So I was like, I don't have nothing more to give you. When the reality is I had a whole lot more to give her. I just didn't know what she wanted.
Yeah. And that goes the same way with me as well. You know, me, wanting me, you know, expressing love and giving love the way that I wanted it, you know, and that's not the way that David wanted it. That's not what, you know, what made him feel loved, you know, and like he's saying, learning your partner, knowing those things that make them feel like you long for them and things like that, you know. I used to be like a big gift giver, you know. I was going to give gifts. I was going to do things like that, tangible things, you know. But those things weren't things that were important to David, you know, but they were important to me. So I felt like what I wanted is something that I felt like he should want too, you know. But here I was, you know, doing this thing and it's gone completely over his head and he's not receiving it, you know, in his spirit and his soul and his body and his mind because I'm not giving him what he desires, you know. And so sometimes you got to just step back and say, hey, or communicate with your partner. What is it that you need for me to do for you? What is it you need for me to be for you, you know, so that we can make sure that our love continues to thrive for one another.
And listen too, when they tell you what it is, listen and do it. Like, you know what I mean? And one thing that both men and women got to understand is you're not going to always feel like it. Don't think you got to feel like, you know, doing everything. You know what I mean? I believe that if you keep your mind in a place of I love, and you keep the reasons why you love, the reason why you're there, the reason why you get married, stay at the top, and you don't let that be shaken by nothing, then you will overcome those feelings. You will overcome those feelings. You know what I mean? It's called setting the mood for a reason. Because sometimes you may not be in the mood. But it's a difference between not being in the mood and not being in the marriage.
Okay, yeah.
If you're not in the mood, you can always get in the mood. If you're not in the marriage, you're not getting in the mood. Yeah. You're not getting in the mood at all. You know, if it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So,
That's true.
Any closing remarks? I believe we skipped a comment earlier because I was looking to hear from Miss Sherry, but she never added in, so I'm sure you don't want to talk to us tonight. Going once, going twice.
Dion said start over again. Start the show back over.
Dion, you gotta get here on time. You gotta get here on time.
We'll make sure we text.
Where my sister at? Nia with you? Tika, and look at Tika coming in late. Come on, Tika.
Tell us why you got married, Tika. We'll give you one little 2 minutes.
Yeah,
the topic of the show, right? It's up there.
Give us one of the reasons. Yeah, one of the reasons, Tika, why you got married.
Because you're a newlywed too.
One of the reasons why you got married. If you don't mind. If you want to come on, if you want us to add us on and you want to talk it, you want to speak live and give it up, you can do that as well. Just hit the add button. We'll add you in. She said she did respond. It's in there. All right, we're going to read it, Sherry. We're going to read it. You could have came on and told us, though, but we're going to read it. But, Tika, yeah, just one word. If you want to give 1 word, 2 words.
Some people said favor. Some people said balance, commitment.
And of course, it's no one reason why everybody got married. I mean, I got married for so many different reasons. Most of them was wrong. Let me read Sheila comment.
Thank you,
She
Pastor
said,
Sheila.
husband told me to tell you
that y'all are so on point tonight and are really blessing us tonight. Amen.
Thank you,
God bless
thank you, sir. Thank you for tuning in too.
Yes,
I think this is like your
absolutely.
second Monday in a row. Thanks, man. Keep tuning in. I promise you, you're gonna love it. And hopefully, we can get you guys to come on our couples retreat. We got a couples retreat coming up in May.
May 18th.
Couples retreat coming up in May. May 18th. That's when
18th
it is.
to 22nd. Yeah.
Oh, okay. May 18th through 22nd. I didn't know we actually had the dates.
We put the dates out like 3 weeks ago.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a lot going on. I can't help it. I'm a busy man. I'm very successful in life. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, consistency. That's why you got married. Oh, get married or anyway. Consistency.
That's important. That's very important because this is something that it's a living organism. Our relationship, our love for one another is a living organism. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly moving. You know, and consistency is key because what you do what you do to get them, you got to do that and more to keep them.
And you know what? Consistency is definitely what's going to make you happy in your relationship. Consistency is what's going to make you happy in your relationship. Consistency may not always keep you in your relationship, but it will definitely make you happy. The only thing, y'all, and I'm telling you straight up, I was so wrong for so many years until Nika opened my eyes up to it a few years ago. The only thing that's going to keep your relationship together, and y'all hear me good, is commitment. That's the only thing. If you're looking for anything else to keep your relationship together, it is not. And let me tell you what's the lead and destroyer of all marriages. Divorce. Period.
The lead and what?
Destroyer of all marriages. The number one thing that kills all marriages is divorce.
You think the marriage is dead before the divorce?
Nope.
Oh, it's always hope.
Yep.
It's always hope. Okay.
And notice now, I said marriage. Now, a marriage is built. Just because you have a wedding doesn't mean you have a marriage.
Now, that's true.
Just because you had a wedding doesn't mean you have a husband. Just because you have a wedding doesn't mean you have a wife. A marriage is built. And if you really build a marriage, you will not be so easily to leave that marriage or check out of that marriage for whatever. Like all of your being would be within that marriage. Like there's imagine me trying to go through life by shutting you out.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
Yeah, it's no marriage. That's not that. Like, we supposed to be the bearer of each other's burden, but how could I bear your burden if you won't let me in to help you carry it? You know. Let me go back. I want to bear your burden. What? If you won't let me in to help you carry it. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Let me get back. We're gonna scroll and get some of these comments, y'all, and then we're gonna get out of here.
So Shatika said, Lord have mercy. Commitment, stability, commitment. I felt something I've never felt with anyone else until.
See, there go that word commitment. I just now said
commitment, that. Yeah.
She had it in the comments before I even spoke it. Yeah. But I'm telling you, if you're gonna stay together, you have to be committed. Yeah. You have to be. Love ain't got nothing to do with it. Tina, I thought Tina Turner had it wrong.
She knew what she was talking about.
But she knew what she was talking about. Love don't have nothing to do. Let me tell you something. There has been times where I fell out of love with my wife. There has been times where she fell out of love with me. But if we was not committed to the marriage, we will not be here. And what I mean by marriage is marriage.
Not the piece of paper, you know.
No. We was married before that. We was married before that. It's everything that I am or will hope to be. She builds that, and vice versa. If it's going to be fixed, it's going to start with her, and vice versa. So if things ever get so bad to where we can't come together and repair each other, like it's like that's our station. That's our station. I'm coming to her when I'm hurt. She's coming to me when she's hurt. When she hurt me, she's coming to me. When I hurt her, I'm coming to her. When I hurt her, she's coming to me. When she hurt me, she's coming to me. You know, we come to each other, because when we come together, that's the marriage. Whenever we go left in that way, we just left our marriage. And when you leave your marriage, then so much other stuff comes into it. Divorce, hatred, jealousy, envy, so many things. So like, let me give an example. I cheat on my wife. The minute she goes and tells somebody else about it, she just left our marriage. I left when I cheated. So now both of us gone. And the only way we're going to be able to fix it is if we come back and commit to the thing that we built. And that was the togetherness. So with that being said, I cheat, she stays here, I come to her, we talk about it, I explain to her what went down, how it went down, why it went down. We attack the issue. The issue is not that I cheated, the issue is what led me to cheat. So now we attack the problem, which is most of the time, people, the problem is not outside of your home. It's not. The problem ain't the other man, fellas. The problem is what made her feel comfortable with going to another man. The problem ain't the other women. The problem is what made him feel comfortable, you know? So now we have to attack the problem. If we can't fix what happened inside that made us go outside, then
you might as well stay outside.
You might as well stay outside. You know what I mean? But if you stay committed to each other, you know, even when these mess ups or these dumb decisions take place, you still have a place to come back to and say, you know what? I know this person. When you stop knowing that person, like for example, I'm gonna pick on you for a second, Tika. Let's say for instance, your spouse steps out, does something or whatever, and then they make you mad. It don't even have to be with another woman. Let's just say they've done something that really pissed you off. As long as you still look at them and they still give you that feeling that you never felt until then, you still committed, they still make you feel safe, they still provide that stability. Everything that you based your marriage on is still there. If that foundation is still there, then anything else that tries to compromise it can be worked on. But if that foundation ain't there no more, it's time to, like, if I ever had to question whether you still had my back and held me down and had my best interests at heart or whatever, blah, blah, blah. If I ever had to question that, or if that was ever in question, then the other stuff that you did, I couldn't overlook it. Because now it's like what I'm holding on to, you know? Go ahead. You want to read some comments? Yeah, we got to go for real, though. For real. We got to go.
So, going back up, Eartha said that just because you have a wedding doesn't mean you have a marriage, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. As I'm going scrolling down, like he was saying that you got to turn back to your partner. Like that, your partner should be the next person in line. From God, the next person in line should be your partner,
right.
period.
That's right.
Like that's the very next step in you trying to resolve whatever issues you have.
You know who I'm talking to. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Go ahead.
So then Eartha said communication and commitment. Thank you, Jess. She said really deep, you know. She said he was very consistent and adamant about getting me. That man did not back down for nothing. I guess he knew what he wanted, you know. Pastor Sheila said, I got married because I was getting older and felt like my husband was the perfect person to spend the rest of my life with because we were friends for so long. He gave me protection, provision, and stability. We have been married for 10 years and our marriage is really struggling because the party freaky woman he fell in love with is now a pastor and sweet Sheila is gone. It's almost that we were
Thank
strangers, but we truly love each other. I like how she ended that. It sounds like they're committed to the relationship.
Sheila, that was good. Sheila, that was so good. And I think we need to have a topic by itself just for that.
Yep.
That is good. Let me tell you, because for a long time, we thought that because we came into the ministry, that there were certain things that we couldn't have done. And because of that, it almost allowed other stuff to creep in. You know what I mean? But when I tell you, you want to know something right now, we don't worry about none of that no more. So, Pastor, you better get your heels out of that closet and dust them off and going on down to Victoria's Secrets or wherever you gonna go at, and you better hook my brother up with something now. You better listen. Shoot, I be ashamed sometimes because I be forgetting. You know, me and my wife, we do some things, and I'll go and I'll get me a whole stack of ones. And then I'll end up in the church with a pocket full of ones, and people swear, oh Lord, I done been somewhere the night before. No, I ain't. I've been home, you know, making it rain at home. You know what I mean? So, yes, no, you better, I'm telling you, Pastor, no, you, like, again, one thing that you want to make sure is that, you don't allow what you said yes to say no to something else you said yes to, right? Because you said yes to your husband. You said yes to your husband before God. And when you say yes to your husband before God, you said yes to your husband, and you knew your husband was marrying that street party, all of that freaking party, all that. That's who he was marrying. And that's what he wanted. Now, when God called you to be a pastor, he knew he was calling that freaky party, whoever. You know what I mean? So he still expect for you to be there for your husband. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And to those of you who have a relationship with God but are not pastors or whatever the case may be, first of all, you got to understand this. God made y'all women. He made y'all. And he made y'all with so much creativity. And some of y'all, he took a little bit of time with y'all. So y'all got that special sometimes, some little thing y'all got going on, you know? And ain't nothing wrong. Like, that's why men want y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but that's why men want y'all. You know what I mean? When God made the woman, he know what he was doing. He know why he was making her. Yeah, he made her to preach. Yeah, he made her to be spiritual and all of that stuff. But he also made her to please her husband. Now, he made her husband too. And he knew what her husband was going to desire. He knew what her husband was going to like. He knew what her husband was going to want. So, you better get you a pole. You better get you some heels. You better get you. I'm telling y'all, I cannot. I'm so happy that a woman got on here and was so transparent. A woman of faith, a woman who I know is a woman of God and who I know God is using, and really came forth and spoke like that, because that was definitely something that we had to address. Like, we had to address. I said, hold up now.
Yeah, like, I think it was somebody, I don't know who it was, but this might be a little bit off topic. You know, like, okay, so when you are intimate with your spouse, you know, being a woman of the cloth or being a person of faith, you know, do you listen to...
I said that.
Come to Jesus, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't like, nobody listening to gospel. Ain't nobody listening to gospel when they having sex. And if you are, you need a special type of a healing in your life.
You know, we just got to be real that, you know, yes, we know that our first ministry is our marriage, you know, and then so it's in home first, and then we share it abroad, you know, and so we have to make sure our relationships are healthy, our marriages are healthy, you know, that they have what they need to grow.
But no, you want to know what's crazy and what's strange? Let me tell you this, though. This is another thing, too. I would always be in a mood on a different level. Remember that? Yeah. After we came from church. I don't know why. And for a minute now, I was almost convinced that it was the devil or some type of temptation or something going on. But I'm starting to realize now is that, you know, it should be a turn on to you to see your significant other communicate and in fellowship with God. for me, that's so attractive to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm down for a good twerk any day of the week. Twerk it, twerk it, twerk it. But if I had to choose between seeing my woman twerk and seeing my woman worship God, I would go with seeing her worship God every day. Because that hits me in an intimate place on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Especially when you know when she go to worshiping God, you find favor with him. When she go to worshiping God, you get the raise on the job, or your kids are protected in school, or you know, or you get approved for the loan, or you get the interest rate you wanted on the mortgage. Like when you know that that's the stuff that operates, you know what I mean? It's like it becomes a whole different turn on a whole nother level. But don't you stop that twerking now.
All right. I think oh yeah, so yeah, Tika said keeping the excitement, you know, it's great. You know,
so Nia must be with Keisha.
No, I think she was just tagging, you know. It's funny some things you're saying.
Oh, okay.
She said it happened, it wasn't worth me walking away. You know, that's good.
Tika,
that's good. Yeah. She had a question. I don't know what point she was asking about, but what if it's not being communicated? I can't remember what you were talking about at that
Tika,
moment.
if you still there, what were you talking about when you said what if it's not being communicated? What if what's not being communicated?
Yeah, I don't know.
And let me tell you something. I'm not saying this every marriage would go through this, but if you be together for X amount of years, some type of infidelity may take place. Like that's just chances are. Again, it happened in my marriage quite a few times. You know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is, infidelity was like the smallest thing that almost took my marriage out. Like be honest, Nika, like there were things way bigger to you than infidelity that you was gonna leave for, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I think that comes with maturity. You know what I mean? Because like early on, or if you haven't grown in a relationship, you know, you feel like infidelity that's going to give you your walking papers. You know what I'm saying? Until you've grown in a relationship, like, you know what?
I say if a person leave for cheating, they wanted to leave anyway, or they had other stuff. Like I feel like the cheating was the gravy that went on the rice and the stuffing and the turkey and all of that, right? The cheating was like, okay, now I got a more justifiable reason to walk. Mm-hmm. I already wanted to walk because they done let themselves go and got out of shape, or they don't have the same amount of money that they used to have, or I thought I would be able to handle them having a child, but I can't, or I thought I would be able to deal with them feeling like they got to go to their mama house every week, but I can't. Like most of the time, the cheating is just the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't think no full-blown happy woman in every area of their relationship is going to leave it just because their husband stepped out. But I'm not a woman, and I've never been stepped out on as a woman. But one thing I could say is, and let me say this too, Tika, and then we're gonna read a couple of more comments. The reason why, if you don't communicate to a person what makes you trigger, because I would say this too, you know, and this is just my testimony. None of the times that I did what I did as far as stepping out and being with another woman, none of the times that I did it because of what she wasn't doing. Women, I'm going to be the first man to testify that you could be doing everything right, and we still may go out there and do something we ain't got no business doing. I don't know why, but some of us just stupid like that. I don't know why. Some of us, our emotions get the best of us, whatever. I don't know. Some of us just dumb like that. But so let me just say that, one man saying that. Some of us, I'm not going to put that on all men. Some of us still going to do it regardless. However, and the reason why I say that, the only way we don't do it is if it's not in us to do it, period. If something ain't in you, it's nothing nobody can do to bring it out. There's nothing nobody can do. Like, for example, I'm not gay. No shape, form, or fashion. No gay bone in my body. I love women. I love women. There is nothing nobody can do to make me go be with a man. Nothing. Because it ain't in me. You know what I mean? Now, being with another woman is in me. However, if I do it, it's not going to be because, oh, she made me mad, or she ain't cooking, or she ain't twerk enough for me, or she ain't this, she ain't that. That might be something that may trigger the thought, but the thought can't even occur if it's not a part of your character, if it's not who's in you. If it's not in you, you know what I mean? So that's just my confession, so to speak, or my truth or my transparency for y'all. You know what I mean? If it's in you, you're going to do it. It's going to come out. It's just a matter of what's being triggered. This is why, like I said earlier, nothing outside is what causes XYZ. It's always what happens on the inside. So if you can attack the issue that's going on the inside, and I'm not only just talking about inside the home, I'm talking about inside of you. You know what I mean? Because again, yes, in me to want to be with pretty women or whatever. However, it's also in me to be able to establish self-control and understand just because you want to be with them don't mean you got to go out there and do it. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, it'd be a lot of dead people around here if I did everything I felt like I wanted to do. It's times where I feel like I want to hurt somebody, I want to kill somebody, I want to shoot somebody, I want to stab somebody. But I try to practice self-control so I don't do these things. It's times where I feel like I want to go re-up and turn somebody's house into a trap house. But you can't go, fellas and women, on everything you feel. Yes, the feelings are natural. They are natural. However, you can also naturally counter those feelings with something else. You know what I mean? So just wanted to share that.
Dion says, do you think early exposure to pornography distorts what sex really is?
Research and statistics has shown that it does. In my profession, Dion, like we have to do a lot of research. We have to do a lot of statistics because we're constantly trying to find different categories to categorize certain mental illnesses, different categories to categorize certain medicines, certain spectrums, certain triggers, certain behaviors in children, where they came from. So anyways, that is a valid point.
He said that was Nia.
Okay, Nia, that is a valid point.
And the second part of that question was, and should women have to live up to that?
Now,
that exposure made.
Yeah. So now, this is women. This is why you should know who you're in a relationship with or getting in a relationship with, or especially a marriage, because now you have to know that these are those issues. You know what I mean? You have to know that these are those issues, because once you say yes, you don't have to do nothing, to be honest. Like, you know, but at the same time, if you signed up for it, you know what I mean? And you care about honoring, you know, your commitment or whatever the case may be, then yeah, you know, that you should. But again, I tell anybody, choose you first all the time. You know what I mean? Like, choose you first. You know, if something is killing you, choose life. You know what I mean? If you at a place to where I'm not, this ain't what I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, you know, that's just kind of like a no-brainer. But from a personal standpoint, again, I didn't know this, but now as an adult, I'm starting to see that being sexually molested by an older woman, or at the time it was an older teenager, but still, like, I'm like 6 maybe, and they're like 16, you know what I mean? But at the time, I liked it because I thought that that was fine. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that that's cool. Like, you know, I don't know where I got that thought from, but I liked it, you know? So I didn't go and tell nobody, you know? I engaged in it. But as I got older and I started realizing that I might be slightly different from the average male when it comes to sexuality. Like when I feel like my sex drive is like way up there, you know what I mean? And I like older women and, you know, things like that, or whatever the case may be. And my attraction was this way, or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm starting to learn that it came from that early exposure of being molested at a young age by an older person and thinking that this was what was supposed to be, you know? So in processing that, now it's helping me to understand that it is an issue and it needs to be addressed. And it's also, in a sense, giving me a different space by which I approach my wife and how I approach my wife, you know? So, yeah, I hope that helped somebody out there. But that was my point.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was a good question and a very deep question, because I think even a lot of times, even in the Black community, you know, when we think about pornography, think about, you know, looking at different videos and things like that. A lot of times our women feel like we have to be that what our man sees on the camera, because our man won't accept us any other way.
What's up, Jim boy?
Hey, Adrian. They won't accept us any other way. And I think her question was, you know, does women have to live up to that fantasy world or what we see, you know, but because their man was exposed to it at an early age. I think that's where the communication comes in, where you should be open and transparent with your partner. You know, yes, I do like this, and I was exposed to this, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to live to this standard, but this is something that I'm intrigued by, or because of whatever reason.
Yeah, I would say this again, know what you're getting into. Yeah. And two, if you're not going to tolerate it for the long haul, then don't tolerate it from the jump. You know what I mean? Like from the beginning of us, I tried to be as transparent and as upfront as I possibly could have been, because I wanted to make sure the foundation of my marriage and what we was building it on to be solid. You know what I mean? So I never made any false promises, any empty. I kept it real with her. Like I was like, hey, Nika, look, I don't know about it. I don't want a mother. So I'm not going to be able to tell you where I'm going all the time, what time I'm coming back, none of that stuff like that. Thank God she never demanded me to do that. I'm not going to be able to, and vice versa now. It's the same way with her. It's not like she get to go where she want to go, when she want to go, how she want to go, whatever. Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Just let me know that you're going. You know what I mean? Like that's, of course, any common courtesy. Another thing, you know, and a lot of people kind of cringe when we speak about this part, but I told her before we got married that I can't promise her that she would be the last woman that I sleep with. And the reason why I told her that is because, again, I wanted my marriage to be based on the truth and a solid foundation. I didn't want her going into it with some unrealistic expectations or anything like that or whatever. And the truth of the matter is, I had to come to terms within myself. Even if it meant I would lose her, I had to be real and be truthful to her, because at the end of the day, for me, all you have is the truth for me, you know, and to me, a lie is far worse than any other person you could go out there and sleep with. I just want the truth, you know what I mean? So that solid foundation, you know, and I said that because, and I had to let her know all of these things up front. That way, later on down the road, if they were to come out, then it won't be, well, I thought this, or I thought that, or I thought whatever. I wanted to at least give us a shot to be based on realistic expectations and in a solid foundation of honesty. Here I am, all of me. This is who I am. This is what I've been dealing with. This is what I've been struggling with all my life. This is whatever. Do you sign up for this? You know? So go ahead. Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, that takes a lot of effort, you know, to be open, because somebody else said earlier in the comment that, I think it was Felicia, that her, one of the guys that she was dating wasn't upfront and honest about him not wanting to really be with her. Like when I, you know what I'm saying? And so he would just lead her on and, you know, trying, I guess, break it down easily or whatever. But when you come to a person and say, look, this is all I got, you know what I mean? And that's all, and I can't promise you the world. I can't promise you this fantasy land. But if you're willing to work with what I can offer you, what I can give you, then now we can go someplace together.
Right. Wow, Jim Boy said he's been married for a month now.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You snuck that up on us, bro.
Yeah.
But cool. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. But what I want to ask you, because you probably like the most newest of newlyweds on here right now. 1 month. Why did you get married, Jim Boy? What was your reason for getting married?
Yeah, if you could sum it up in one word, like,
or one phrase. Not you. Of course, you can't give us all of them in one night.
Yeah.
But just like off the top of the head, what's your reason for getting married? If you can give us one word, throw out one word. Like I know mine. I have many. Trust, but I was wrong. Sex, I was wrong. Love, I was wrong. So those are some things that I got married for, but I realized that was not one of the key important things to get married for.
Yeah.
So go ahead, look, throw one out there. And I keep saying we got to go. Y'all, this is the longest we ever went. And I really was hesitant about doing this topic because I thought it wouldn't go nowhere. But y'all really showing up and showing out tonight.
A lot of people don't do that. Oh yeah, be upfront and honest. That's what Dion said.
Yeah.
People don't do that because we really want to put our best face forward, and we want to, we want to sell ourselves, make ourselves more marketable. And we feel like if we say or expose our most vulnerable moments, then the person won't be attracted to us. They won't be interested anymore. But sometimes honesty is the best policy.
That's right. But hold up, let me say this real quick while Jim Boy getting his answer together. But listen, if I tell this story, y'all gonna think I'm the worst. Y'all gonna think I'm one of the bad men on Medea movies. But what happens when we marry under a specific pretense? We marry under a specific pretense, and then y'all change up on us, women. What happened to that? What happened to if, like Sheila just said, you are that freaky party, person or whatever. Hey, other Nia.
Hey, Nia.
This is Virginia Nia. We got another Nia on here. That's why I said other Nia. We got a Virginia Nia on here too. We got Virginia Nia and a New Jersey Nia. Hopefully y'all meet each other real soon.
Yeah, they'll like each other.
Yeah, y'all meet each other real soon. So you marry because you say, hey, we want to, I'm marrying you. I'm marrying you because I'm thinking that you're going to still be this freaky party girl. You're going to still be this whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm marrying you because of this. And then we get married, and now asking you to have sex is like pulling teeth. What are we supposed to do? Should we live up to that expectation of not wanting to have sex every night, or not wanting to have sex 2 or 3 and 4 times a day, or not wanting to, if that's what we came into? Let's talk about that. I think
that was a very good point.
That's going to be a topic.
That Pastor Sheila talked about. Yeah, when she brought that up, yes, I was this for my husband then, but now that I have accepted my call into the ministry, I'm not that person anymore. I've evolved, I've changed, I've accepted my call. So does that mean that you stop doing what you've been called to do in your marriage and your relationship? Is that okay?
Right.
And that's something that I've had to learn too. I think I totally,
Wait, Nia, this podcast is geared towards people that are in relationships, people that aspire to be in relationships, people that are married, people that aspire to be married, people that, all of that stuff like that. I'm talking to Virginia Nia. So yes, you are in the right place. So with that being said, I want to add a question to you. When you get married, or if you are to decide to get married, or even enter into a relationship, what would be your reason to get into that relationship? Why did you get in that relationship? Why did you get in that relationship? What was your reason? Some of them, because of course you can't give us all in one night. So while you're getting that together, let me finish what I was saying. So if everybody like we come in there, we marry somebody, party girl, freak, you know, whatever, all of that stuff. And then now you get married, kids come involved, and you got to elaborate, Nia. If you want to come in, I'll add you on and you can chat to the whole world real quick. But you got to elaborate, type, whatever, however you want to do it. So, yeah, so what happens for guys and girls? Like, you know what I mean? What happens when that happens? But since I'm speaking from a male's perspective. So we went from doing it every night, doing it all crazy kinds of ways. And then all of a sudden now you acting all like you can't do that. Yeah, like you know, like I'm tired, you know, why you want to put my leg behind my head like that? And all of this crazy stuff like that. Like, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to just accept that, you know, what we married into is changing? Or are we supposed to come and reason with each other and say, hey, listen, baby, I know you're getting a little older, put on a little weight, whatever, but there's ways you can still stretch your leg out and we can figure this thing out. You know what I mean? Somebody give me some answers. Don't leave me out here, fellas. We are at what we supposed to do, you know? Anyways, while y'all getting yourself together with all of that.
Y'all so stupid.
While y'all getting yourself together with all that.
Hey, Vicky, we had another, Nia said, pull my coattail. If I've changed so I can get back to what you need.
That's right.
That's right. Really good, Nia, because a lot of times as women, we take the approach of, all right, well, so if you don't like it, then, you know, I'm going to do what I do or whatever. And if you don't like it, then deal with it. You know, a lot of times us women, we say that to our men and we express that to them, that if you don't like it, then so be it. You know, and then we leave them no other choice than to start sniffing around, you know.
I mean, y'all kind of do. I'm not gonna even take that road with it. Y'all kind of do leave us a choice. You know what I mean? Just because y'all still not doing that, we got a choice whether we gonna suck it up and take it, or whether we gonna go out there and we gonna make a real live decision to leave what we need, chasing what we want. You know what I mean?
On to the next.
But and Kev, you know Kev. Come on, Kev.
He said the young
I was about to say, Kev, you know how we used to be back in the day, way back in the day. But anyways, what I was about to say is this, like, I remember I used to tell my wife when she used to come to me and tell me about what she didn't like. And oftentimes it was stuff that I told her up front, like, don't marry me thinking that I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. This is what it is. You know, I can't promise you this. I can't promise you that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she would come to me, and I was wrong before y'all women jump down my throat. She would come to me and she would say, you know, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like this, I don't like that. And I would always say, the door is not locked. Or, you know, I don't have no handcuffs on you. Or, you know, I would always say that, you know what I mean? Thank God that she never, you know, walked, you know, because that would have been the worst mistake I ever made in my life. But the reality of it is that it was the truth, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not getting what you want, or definitely if you ain't getting what you need, you don't have to stay. Yeah, you know what I mean? You can leave. So at some point, men and women, you have to say, I'm tired of making myself miserable. I'm tired of asking for the same thing that it seems like I'm never going to get. That's right, Kev. The doors of the church are open. You can go, you know? But now here's the other thing, right? And this is what I mean by this is I said that to add to this, that if you tell them, hey, look, you know, you slacking on what we're here for, and they don't listen to you, or they just disregard it and no changes are being made, you really have a decision to make, and you really put your significant other in a spot. You know what I mean? I'm gonna share this testimony with y'all, and it's crazy because it's a lot of people on here who knew her and me from back in those days. But I remember I used to tell her, there's really no nice way in her eyes to tell her she gaining weight, right? There's really no nice way to tell her that, right? So I'm stuck in between, do I keep my mouth closed and continue to watch her eat herself into a place that I'm not going to be pleased with? Or do I open my mouth about it and then she becomes displeased with me for telling her the truth, right? So early on in our relationship, Dion, you're going to get a kick out of this. I used to tell her a little bit about, her weight or whatever the case may be, and what I thought was the nice way. She used to look at me and whatever she was eating, sing a song with it and dance with it in her hand and eat it and laugh and thought it was a joke. Before it was a natural or before it was a popular saying to say, I used to tell her, I want you to keep that same energy when you get big and I start picking at you and start giving you the fat jokes, right? So I still ain't. No, listen, I still ain't. Look, I still did not say nothing. She was eating, just going, and this before kids now. So I don't want y'all to say nothing about no kids. And then I remember I looked at her one day. I said, all right now. I said, I married the captain of the cheerleading squad. Indeed. Not the linebacker. So, in other words,
what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?
But listen now, before y'all shoot me dead, women, I was telling her nicely beforehand. I was like, hey, Nika, look, that's how unhealthy eating habits start. That's what I started out saying. Nika, that's how unhealthy eating habits start. Then I would say things like, Nika, I know you're used to being able to eat what you want because once you go in the gym, and hit it, it's gone. And she really was like that. Like she gained 15 pounds and lose it in a week. You know what I mean? But the reality of it is, one, that's not healthy. And two, what happens when you can't no longer do that? So it's like I'm trying to find all the nice ways to say it. She wouldn't accept it. So when she started all laughing at me while she eating and whatever. So all right, keep that same energy now. And then she went to what you went from 120. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, she got bigger. And I said, hey, I married the cheerleader, not the linebacker. Boy, why I said that. To this day, I still hear about it. But who was going to cry for me? That's what I want to know. Who gonna cry for the little black boy? You know what I mean? So anyways, we're gonna have to do a whole nother show on that. What do you do when you see them becoming something other than what you signed up for? And now you can't have this thing you signed up for in your head. I'm talking about when y'all had the conversation and you actually sat down and was like, hey, look, this is what we got to be. This is what I'm expecting out of this relationship. This is what I'm expecting out of this marriage. This is, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Me and my wife never really had real vows. We told each other what we expected of each other. That whole for better or for worse and all this, that, blah, 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 blah. I didn't do that because it would have been lies. You know what I mean? For the most part. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you have to make sure you're doing in your relationships that you're getting into. You have to make sure you have to make sure that you are coming to the table with clear expectations and that y'all are agreeing on clear expectations. And you also have to make sure that when you agree to these clear expectations, that one, they're realistic, and two, that when you agree to it, you agree into it expecting to uphold it. Now, nobody's perfect, but at least expecting to, not saying I'm going to just tell them I'm going to do it, but I know deep down I ain't really going to do it. You know?
Kevin, you funny. I should have. If I had a helmet then, I guarantee you I would have done just that, Kevin. I promise you I would have done that. I would have tackled him on site. On site. There was a comment that somebody had. Adrian said that he was happy that his relationship, he finally met someone who was accepting him for himself. The DJ, himself, everything, and not judging him.
That's what's up.
Being able to be vulnerable with that.
Well, I would definitely like to know who that angel is God sent from heaven to put up with you, Jim Boy, because she has to be an angel. No person on earth could possibly be capable of doing that. Right now, just congratulations again, man. So, just so you know, Jim Boy, now that you have found that person, in May 18th through what?
22nd.
Through the 22nd, we are going on our third. We are hosting our third couples retreat this year. No, it's next year. Matter of fact, this will be the first one of 2022. We may do one before then, but I know for sure we're doing one in May. So the first one in 2022, or one in May, I'm gonna send you the information. I really want y'all to come. I know for sure y'all will have a blast. All couples can come. I just want y'all to know.
The exclusive information will go to the original, to the group. To the group, Till Death Do Us Part group that's already established. So we'll make sure we get that out to y'all first because we got to give y'all first opportunity to lock your dates in.
Okay, so Nia Kenye says, I'm gonna answer this and we going, y'all. We going. But listen, for first time viewers, we start 7 o'clock every Monday. 7 o'clock every Monday, right here live on Facebook. Also you can follow us on YouTube. It's in the Till Death Do Us Part. We're gonna put all that in the comments. It's in there already. And we also gonna put the website to the couples retreat so y'all can get a glance of some of the things that we do on the couples retreat. And I'm gonna share a little small promotional video that we have of the last couples retreat that we've been on. Pretty dope too. So Nia Kenye, I'm gonna answer your question. You said, how do you get an extrovert and an introvert to coexist together peacefully? Okay, the introvert has to make sure that it's introversy. I'm not even sure if that's a word, and not insecurity. Because if it's insecurity, then whenever the extrovert is being themselves, they're going to have an issue with it, because us extroverts can come across as flirtatious. And I'm speaking from experience because I have always been an introvert, but I don't even know when it happened. I guess you can say when I found my love for God and God's love for me, it just made me love everybody. So I became an instant extrovert. So now I want to be friendly. I feel like it's my duty that everybody I come in contact with to experience a happy experience or be glad that they met me or they came across me. I just want them to just be like, man, that dude right there, if it wasn't for him, I would have been bored or I had fun because I was around him. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just how I want everybody to feel love when they're around me. You know what I mean? Now, for someone that's an introvert or insecure, if they're with me and they're just an introvert, that's fine. You ain't gotta say nothing. Like, half the time, she don't be saying nothing. Like, she be doing what she doing right now. But she's not insecure. So my extroverted character doesn't make her feel out of place because, again, she's not insecure. She's not extrovert, but she's not insecure. You know. So I can be me, I can entertain, I can do cartwheels, I can do whatever. I could, be as friendly as I want to be. But and she's gonna just sit back and be who she is. You know what I mean? However, one thing I would say too is for a lot of people, and I'll be telling her about this, don't mistake her, because I don't even know if you're really a full-blown extrovert, but don't mistake her being quiet. Yeah, don't mistake her being quiet for not being interested or not being engaging or involved or whatever the case may be. Because listen, and let me tell you, when she does, and Nia know this, New Jersey Nia know this, when she does finally let her extrovert character come out, it's gonna be hard to get her to stop talking. It's gonna be hard to get her to stay out your face. So just enjoy it right now because just enjoy it right now because, man, oh man. But yeah, Nia Kenye, I don't know what y'all doing for Thanksgiving, but if y'all want to swing by, y'all can. I invited some of the other Lit Fire Choir members to come through. But yeah, guys, we stayed an hour over what we were supposed to stay. And we thank you guys for staying here on the journey with us. And listen, y'all, feel free. Please go like us on Facebook. Please go on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Go check out our website. We're gonna put it in the comments. What else? Couples retreat. The slots do go quick. So yeah, they do go quick. So when we put that information out there, and we are selective to the community. So the first 4 people, really, the first 4 people that pays their deposit, the deposit holds your slot. First 4 people that pays their deposit, that determines and tend to size up the other people that get in, because we want to make sure through prayer that we consider the characters that's coming in. We try to not have people that know each other. We want to make sure we're not having any pettiness going on. So this is not something we just decide to do, you know, because it's not a vacation. It's a retreat. You know, it's not a vacation. Believe me, if you're in a relationship and you're coming to gain a lot of good, healthy knowledge about relationships and about the relationship that you're in, this is where you want to be. If you're looking to restore your relationship and strengthen your relationship, this is where you want to be. We go back and look at some of our shows. We got some testimonial shows where people talk about how this couple retreat had helped their marriages and helped their relationships. This podcast has helped marriages and relationships, and that's what birthed the couples retreat. So again, get your deposits in. Again, it is open to all couples. And we prayerfully consider every couple. Yeah. So you can be married or not married. We don't care. That's between you and God, however y'all work that out. So just wanted to put that out there. All couples are welcome. We prayerfully consider every single couple that we allow to come on this retreat.
Dion said it's going to be his birthday gift. So, all right, Nia.
Nia, in other words, you paying this time. But everything. I'm going to make sure she do too, Dion. I ain't accepting nothing unless it come with her name on it. So, and another thing too, guys, our couples are returning from previous couple retreats. Yeah. So y'all, when it goes out, get in there quick, because you already at a smaller window, because everybody usually returns from whenever they go, they come back on the next one. So yeah. So y'all be prepared for that.
Yes.
And our closing again, y'all be on the lookout for us. I'm gonna send out some information about this Zoom prophetic encounter that we do. This is a private encounter that we do. You have to inbox me to get the password in the ID. Trust me, guys, you don't. That's off the chain as well. Okay. So
hey, Toy.
We love all of you guys.
Thank y'all. Hey, make sure y'all go and share this video, please.
Yeah, share this video.
We're gonna load this
and put something in the caption too, like to let people know like what was your favorite part or why they should watch or something like that.
Yeah. It's gonna be on our YouTube channel. Y'all make sure you go back in the comments and subscribe, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go back and watch some of the videos.
And since we already did 2 hours on this show, we could take Monday off, right? Since we could take next Monday off, since we've been on this one for 2 hours. We'll be back on next Monday, guys, at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you hanging out with us for 2
hours,
man. And 12
Y'all
minutes.
Give yourself a hand clap. I'm playing. No. We coming back next Monday. I promise you. We coming back next Monday. We coming back.
Dion, absolutely not. And you did a David on us tonight. You got here at 7:45.
Why you put my business on the street? I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with that.
You said start over. Don't forget to share this video, okay?
Share this video.
And go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till Death Do Us Part. It's in the comments.
And go check out our website for the couple retreats. That's how you're gonna get a lot of updated information. That's how you get to see what took place on the last retreats. And it's just a snippet of what be going on. But that'll give you an idea. And I'm gonna post a video on my Facebook page of the last couples retreat as well. So a lot of good stuff for you guys to check out tonight while you're just kicking back, laying in the bed. Somebody might be twerking. Somebody might decide to dust them heels off out the room and all of that good stuff. But whatever you're doing, check us out. We love y'all, and we will be back next week, Cousin Valerie. We coming back next week on Monday.
Thank you, Dion. We love you, bro.
All right. See you guys later.
Have a good night.